Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show where I feel highly underdressed this morning because we have our good friend Tim Jackson
Good
here.
morning.
Good morning. So he and I are both under the weather. His back isn't working and my neck isn't working. So
We're quite the pair.
We're like just a bunch of stiffs right here.
We're showing our age.
I think you're exactly right on that. I am not even going to
I'm
argue.
not gonna answer. I plead the fifth.
But no, Tim is here. You are this year the president of the Arts Council.
Yeah, the Arts
Southern
Council.
Hills Arts
Yes.
Council. Did I say that right?
Yes. Mhm.
And the reason that you are all dressed up today is that there is something very special happening this weekend.
Yes, there is. We have Evening with the Oscars.
Very good. Well, we are going to hear all about that. And Tim said he has some trivia he's going to stump me with. So we'll see.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then we have another very special guest here in the studio today. Nolan Collins is here. He's going to be singing and playing his guitar for us.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we're going to hear all about his singing career. So we're excited about that too. So a fun day in store for you. So we will be back after this message and we'll see you on the other side.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Okay, and we are back with, again, our good friend Tim Jackson, where we are going to be talking about some Evening with the, Oscars things.
Oscars.
So it's hard not to say Evening with the Arts.
Well,
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they're just interchangeable this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just so happens that the Evening with the Arts is going to be on Oscar weekend. So you guys kind of picked up on that theme.
Correct. So that we can all come down and walk the red carpet with us and enjoy the Oscars.
Very, very cool. So you all have taken a little bit of a hiatus of that, right?
Correct. The year before COVID, they kind of stopped it because of COVID itself. So we decided to bring it back this year to see if we could see the interest in it, and it's taken off like wildfire.
Of course, because you know why? It's a good time, number one, and it's for a great cause.
Yes, it is. It's a fundraiser for the actual Markay itself, and just the cost of putting the Markay on each month is $6,000 for all the fees and stuff. So we try to raise money throughout the year to be able to keep the doors open for everybody to come enjoy the Arts Center.
Absolutely. And, we all talk about downtown revitalizations and things like that. And, Jackson is so blessed to have that amazing facility right in the middle of our downtown to start with. And then,
Yes.
Then you go from there. So we need to keep her doors open.
Correct.
We need to make sure that she is supported.
So in late 1970s, it was closed, and it was going to become a parking lot. And that's how the Art Council came about in the 90s to actually reopen it. And all the money had to be fundraised to do it. So it was all paid by donations to get it back. And it opened back up again in 2015 as the Art Center, where it is today. And today it's just a hubbub of excitement.
Oh, it absolutely is. From, the first thing that you see as you walk in, the beautiful gallery where there is an art display monthly or by every 2 months, depending on who
Correct,
it
yes.
is or what it is. So that's the first thing you encounter. And then, of course, the beautiful auditorium that can handle anything from concerts to plays and everything that you can possibly think of.
It is, and it's just a wonderful facility, and it brings back so many memories of growing up. I remember when I was a child, and on Saturdays, my dad would take me and my siblings to the Markay for the movie.
Of course.
It was $1 to go to the movie, and then after the movie, we'd go to Burger Chef, which is where Nia Henry's office is now.
I forgot about Burger Chef.
Yes, and we would go there, and that would be our excitement. And at the time, my dad worked at the Foundry at Oak Hill, so I brought you a gift today, Jennifer. This is one of my favorite ornaments from the Markay. It's the Foundry Worker, the Christmas ornament, which brings so much to my dad of being a Foundry Worker. So this is for you for having us here, for all you do for the community.
That is so sweet. And the Foundry Worker is one of the bas reliefs on the wall.
Correct, yes.
There at the Markay, which were meticulously meticulously restored
Yes.
and redone. And, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but I spent a lot of time at the Markay growing up since my dad owned
Yes.
the movie theater. And so I was the little girl that was running around in there annoying everyone that was trying to probably watch a movie. And then sometimes I would sneak in and watch movies I wasn't supposed to.
Uh-oh.
I can say that now.
Well, it was really
This
nice.
is why I had nightmares growing up, because I watched things
Self-induced, huh?
Yeah, like Halloween and stuff
Yes.
at a very young age that I wasn't supposed to be watching.
So I used to love when we'd sit in there and the cool air would hit you as soon as you walk down, sit in the seat, and then they'd dim the lights, and then the lights underneath the plaster would light up to show everybody.
Yes.
So we actually have these available for purchase if anybody's interested in them. Each one of those is available, and they're at the Markay, and we're going to have some of the giveaways Saturday night too.
That is awesome. And they say Markay Cultural Arts Center on them, and then you can get each one of the bas-reliefs that are on the wall there. And there's what, six?
Six, yes, there's six.
And again, those represent, the heritage of our area, where
Correct,
there's the foundry worker, there's, I think,
Farmer.
The lady carrying the apples.
Yeah, the apple
in the
basket.
basket.
There's a coal miner,
Yep.
railroad worker.
Yeah, railroad worker.
So it just brings back so much memories for me as a child.
It does, and everybody can remember those.
And
if you
here's
ever-
Jennifer's first trivia question.
Okay.
Thomas Jones, who owned Globe Furnace out on Jessica West, was the one who originally made the Markay in 1930. How did the Markay get its name?
Ooh, I know this. At one point, I knew this. I think it was named after his daughters.
His brother and his wife's.
Okay.
Yes, Miriam and Catherine were their names. So they
Okay.
had a contest, and whoever got it got a year's worth of free tickets. Who could come up with a name, and
No.
someone did a mashup of their first name, the first initials of their name, and that's how
Perfect.
Markay came about.
That is so cool. Well, I have a trivia question for
All
you.
right,
Did you know that there was another theater in town?
another theater. No, I do not.
Yes. It was called, are you ready for
Uh-huh.
this? The Kmart.
Kmart. Oh my gosh.
And it was located where Sherwin-Williams is today.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yes. Short-lived, I think, but anyway.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
Dad told me that.
Yeah,
I assume it was the same people. They just
probably. Yep, just switch it over.
yeah.
Yes.
transpose the names. So very cool. Okay, so let's talk about, we haven't done the Evening with the Arts for several years. It is so much fun. What can people expect, and how do they get tickets? And let's talk about all the details.
Okay, tickets are available today at the box office, the Markay, until 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then also markay.com, the website.
Okay.
To get those, and they're $30. As today's advance tickets stop, you'll be able to also purchase them at the door, and they're $35 at the door the night of, Saturday
Okay.
night.
And where is this
It's at
located?
Park's Edge.
At Park's Edge.
Park's
Okay.
Edge. They're a wonderful center there. It's a lot of room. You can
It
spread
is.
out, and there's a stage for the band.
Yes.
So the scheduled activity is the doors are going to open at 5:30. From 5:30 to 6:30, there's going to be a social hour, cash bar. We're going to be selling match boxes that are basically a raffle. And you'll get those 2 for $5 and open up, and it's going to say, try again, thanks for coming, or it's going to give you a number. Then the numbers correlate to a bag over on a table, and you go pick out your gift to see what your white elephant gift is.
That's right.
It's just all kinds of nifty little stuff. I'm not going to let out the bag what it is, but we've had fun making those gift bags also.
They are so much fun. And I remember the last time I went to the Evening with the Arts, I had bought some of the matchbooks, and everyone was so mad at me because everyone that I picked up won.
Was a winner?
And I never win anything,
No,
and
it's
I was
fun.
like, this is the best night of my life. I'm such a winner.
And we're going to do traditional split the pot with raffle tickets, and we've also got another split the pot where you'll buy a vote, and you're going to pick the Oscar winners. And those are all going to come home with me, and I'm going to watch the Oscars, and then on Monday morning we're going to go through and see who won, and then I'll also be split the pot for that also.
Okay, that's fun.
So you're going to have a ballot to pick your, and we're going to have director, movie, main actor, actress, supporting actor, and actress categories there. And you're going to pick who you think's going to win, and then we'll put all the winners together, and then we'll pull one out as the winner for split the pot of that.
That's awesome.
So that's going to be a fun time also.
Yes.
We're also going to do
Little
trivia.
skill involved there.
We're going to do trivia at the tables, and each table will have a answer sheet with some questions on it, and they're going to answer those, and then they're going to turn them in, and the table that won the most correct will also win a gift for the table. Saturday night.
Very, very cool.
So we're going to give you a couple examples of those, Jennifer. You ready for this?
I love this.
She's
How
ready
fun.
for this.
I'm
What
ready.
was the first horror film to be nominated for Best Picture?
Ooh. Psycho?
The Exorcist.
Oh.
In 1973.
Okay, equally as insane.
Yes. Which actor refused his Oscar for his portrayal of General Patton? I've stumped her, guys.
I don't know.
George C. Scott.
Okay.
And your last one today. What did Prince win an Academy Award for?
Purple Rain?
For what? But what in the movie? What for?
Oh. I don't know.
Best original song.
Okay, I figured
Yeah.
it had to do with
Yes.
music, but I wasn't sure how to word it.
And so for our Oscar here,
We love Prince.
Jennifer, for all she does for leading lady in local TV, we present her with her very own Oscar.
You are so sweet.
The original Oscars that they give out are actually 13.5 inches tall and they weigh 8.5 pounds. Do you know how Oscar got his name?
No.
The lady who was a librarian of the Oscars for the motion pictures saw the Oscar sitting there when they came up with the new one when it was dipped in gold and said, "Hey, that looks like my Uncle Oscar."
No.
So they named it Oscar.
That's
it.
the whole
That's
story.
the whole thing behind it. It's no acronym, anything like that. That's just how it came about.
Okay, that's very lackluster.
I know, but it's kind of, and it happened in
It's fun, though.
1939.
Wow.
Yes.
Looks like my Uncle Oscar.
Looks like Uncle Oscar.
Do you look like Uncle Oscar? Kind of do.
Kind of does, except Oscar doesn't have any clothes on, does he?
I know. Why does Uncle
I know,
Oscar never
that's-
put
I
any
know.
clothes on? He's
Ours-
all naked.
It's extra money, I guess. And so that's from 5 to 6:30, and from 6:30 to 7:30, we're going to have a live art auction. Local artists have donated art pieces, original art pieces. Those will be available for everyone to bid on. And we have
So
12
do
to
you-
14
I was
pieces.
going to say, do you have any examples
I
in
don't-
your mind of?
No, I'm not
Okay.
on that. I know there's 12 to 14 pieces of local art. It's going to be 2 and 3D art. So that's all I'm aware of right now.
Well, let me just tell you, if I shouldn't have to tell you this, but there's a whole lot of talent bouncing
Yes,
around
there is.
our area and artistic talent.
Correct,
So
yes.
there are going to be pieces for everybody.
Everybody's taste in.
Yeah.
There were a couple pieces hanging in the gallery over the week, and there were a couple watercolors that were really wonderful, and I do believe those are available. Nobody's told me yet. I'm much as surprised as you are. So Joel Stewart is in charge of those, and she's going to be doing a little talk about each one. As a piece comes up, each board member from the Shack board will take a piece around for everybody to see. They'll introduce the
that.
board members, what they do, and then they'll tell a little bit about the piece for people to bid on.
Very cool.
And Seth Michael's going to be the auctioneer. We
Oh,
just
good.
love Seth.
So fun.
And then from 7:30 to 9, it's going to be live music with the Kenny Valentine Band. So come get your
Oh,
rhythm
love
and
some
blues
Kenny.
and soul rock, and it's going to be a fun night.
Sounds like it. Now, will there be food available?
There is food available. We'll be having food during the social hour. And again, it's from Park's Edge. And they won't tell me because, again, they don't want me to know. It's kind of a surprise, but it's going to be Park's Edge does wonderful food. So, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about attire. I assume that you can show up in your tuxedo, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. It's business formal a little bit. Just whatever you like to wear, just come and enjoy it with us. I'm the MC for the night, so that's why we're in the tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's going to be a great night. And come out, and we can't wait to see Jennifer.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be, it is this coming Saturday.
It's Saturday the 1st. Yes.
At Park's Edge, and you can purchase those tickets at markaytickets.org, I assume.
Yes.
At the box office today, you get that pre-sale price.
Correct, yes.
And then at the door, they're going to be $35.
35, yes, at the door.
So 30 today, 35
Yes,
at the door.
correct.
Okay, very, very good. But regardless, the main thing is it's win-win because you're going to have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. You know
And-
I'm fun.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
I do. I do know. And you have so many hats that you wear.
I love my community.
You do such a wonderful job. And but we also are helping out the Markay as well,
Correct, yes.
as well. And this is a fundraiser for that. And again, there is nothing more important than keeping downtowns alive in these
Yes.
small communities.
And Maxine Plummer did so much to the renovation for the Markay when it was happening. We're going to be doing a little tribute to her also.
Well deserved.
Yes, because
Absolutely.
we're going to have our family come and just do a little thank you to Maxine.
Yep, we'll miss her. And when you think of the Markay, you think of a Maxine.
Yes,
for
you
sure.
do. As soon as you walk in, you see her and Barb's picture up there on the wall.
And you definitely think of a Barbara
Yes,
too.
you do. Yes, you do.
Yes, two lovely, amazing ladies for sure. Well, okay, so tell us a little bit about some of the other things going on at the Markay that people can look toward.
Coming up in March, we have the Apple City Players are going to be doing Steel Magnolias, the play.
Yeah, bring your
Excellent.
tissues.
Yes, it is. That's on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of March. Also, we're going to have Dolly Parton's Imagination Library documentation sent down, and it's going to be a movie. And I don't know the exact date on that, but it's on our website.
Okay, cool.
And that's going to be a really good night. And Debbie Cannon from Oak Hill will be here for her because she's the rep for Dolly's Imagination Library.
One of in my opinion, one of just the best organizations.
Correct, yes.
If you haven't signed your child up for it, please do so.
Yeah, I think they should do them when they're born at the hospital now. It's part of your birth certificate, signing them up.
I concur. And it was funny because my niece had a baby and I said, do you know about the Imagination Library? And she said, no. And she called me later. She said, I signed up for that. It is awesome.
It is.
And they send a book. Is it monthly?
Monthly, yes.
Monthly, age appropriate to the child for free.
For free, yes. It's Dolly's
Thank you,
foundation
Dolly.
pays. Yes,
Love
she's
her.
wonderful, wonderful. And also coming up in April, we have the Smoke and Ham Band, little country music going on.
Fun.
That should be a great night too. And as it goes on farther in the year, we're going to be looking at, again, the Roots Folk Festival. The DM Choir is going to be doing their summer show in June.
That's always a good one.
Dwight Eisenhower is going to be coming back as Elvis. That's going to be in July. And Apple City
Ladies,
Players.
get your panties out.
Flip them on the stage for everybody. And then we're going to do a little shop of horrors coming up in August also. So that'd be a fun time.
A musical.
Yes,
Taking on a musical.
yes. And I heard through the grapevine that we may see Chicago coming in sometime. One of the locals doing Chicago. Not set in stone yet. But we think Chicago's going to be making an appearance here also.
Oh,
and then we'll have the
goodness.
DM Davis Christmas show coming up. And then the Children's Christmas show will be at the end of the year.
And that is such a cool production because it's put on by the kids.
Yes,
Totally.
Yes, totally.
By the kids.
Yeah. Last year there were so many kids involved in it. We had 2 showings, 2 different casts.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 different weekends. It was it was a hit.
It, very rarely do you get to see the kids participate in something from start to finish. And they start with summer workshops.
Yes.
And, they do set design. They do the whole shebang.
Correct, yes.
It is so cool. So that is a really neat thing that they do. And if you want to get your kids involved, contact the Markay on that.
Yes, and we also have the annual Foothills Art Show. It'll be at Parks Ed's again this year,
Of
and that's going to be
course.
in the fall.
And
So that's
always a
another great
fun one.
fundraiser. Yes.
So amazing. So these are all just kind of a snippet of some of the things that go on at the Markay, and of course performances throughout the year. Something for everyone, which is so great.
Correct. And you'll find out that you're seeing what I've never heard of this person. That's the best time to go when you're on ground floor with them as they're starting their careers. To say,
You are
hey,
not kidding.
I know that because like when I went to Marshall, Billy Ray Cyrus is just starting in Huntington. And he played at a bar called Ragtime that we used to go to all the time because it was close to where I lived. And I've known all through that time of seeing Billy Ray take off from just being a local singer while I was in school.
Isn't that so
It really
cool?
is.
You're like, I knew him when.
I knew him when, yes.
It's like Garth Brooks being at the Wild Turkey Festival.
Correct,
Like,
yes.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is, it is really neat when you get to see people
Correct, yes.
move on up.
It is. Just
Yep.
think.
You've got it. All right. So, anything else you wanted to talk about while you're here?
You know I always got stuff to say.
I know you do.
Just that we would like everybody to come down this Saturday, have a fun time with us at Parks Edge. Again, starting at 5:30. We're gonna have social hour. You're gonna meet everybody, talk, look at all the stuff available, and we also have a special gift that we're doing for the silent auction. Is a bouquet of lottery tickets that you could win up to $0 to thousands of dollars.
Of course.
So that's going to be available for bid. I did that, and it's fun. We did one for the Rotary Show a few years ago, and there was a big winner in there. Somebody won $500 with their ticket.
Well,
so
heck
we
yeah.
never know what's going to be in there. So again, that's going to be fun. And the name of that gift is called "You Feeling Lucky."
Ooh.
You feeling lucky? So
I don't know. I don't know after my matchbook thing. I was that one and done?
you
or-
never know. You never know.
You don't. But no, there are so many fun things that happen at the Evening with the Arts, or this year Evening at the Oscars. And it's just a little bit of something for everyone. There's going to be food. There's going to be entertainment. There's
Correct.
drinks
Yes.
if you want. Don't have to.
Don't have to. We'll you got bottled water with me.
There you go.
Yep. But it's just going to be a fun night, and it's good to bring the activities back where they've been closed down because of the pandemic, and we're just trying to get everything back to where it used to be.
You know, and we all hopefully survived that madness, and it is slow to get things back
Yes,
up
it is.
and moving, and sometimes, you know, it takes a minute, but it's very great to see things like this come back with a vengeance.
And we're looking for a few surprises down the road, too, so keep a watch out for the Markay.
Love that.
You never
Markay
know.
is amazing.
I'll be back.
That's right. And so what else is going on in your world? Are you still part of the Rotary, or did you take a step back from that?
Actually, I'm not an officer anymore, but I'm still a member of the Wellston Rotary. I'm going to be in the Rotary show this year that's coming up. So we'll be more about that coming out soon. Rehearsals have started on it. So that's always a fun thing. Still active with EMS. Been there. This is my 40th year.
Is it
yes,
really?
I started when I was 12. So, yeah.
I know. Thank you for that.
So, thank you. I really love what I'm doing. I'll be in April. We got some new stuff to show you, some new stuff for community, a little bit of first aid, some CPR, that type of stuff.
You know, we asked that you were scheduled a while back. Something happened and you couldn't come
mother
in.
went to the hospital.
But
yeah.
yes. And I remember I was prompted by seeing something on TV where
Drowning.
Yes,
yes.
where a quick thinking parent was able to grab that child
Correct.
and save them. And I think you and I talked about it. I'm like, okay, we got to do some CPR on this show.
And also part of that program for in the spring is pool safety. We're going to talk about some stuff about, because there's a lot of home pools now, and people need to be aware of what's going on with them.
Yes.
Especially when summer's out and kids like to hop your fence and get in the pool.
Yes, they
Just to be on the aware of. So that's some of the things that will be in that for you. So we got a little program for you that we would come in April.
We look very, very forward to that as well. So when you see this man out and about, you just have to ask him what hat he has on.
Whatever uniform I got on for the day.
This weekend it will be the tuxedo, as you will be emceeing this amazing Markay event. So we look forward to that.
Jewel Stewart, who's the director at the Markay, will be the assistant with me, and she'll be doing all the art stuff.
And if you want to have some fun, hang out with Jules.
She is fun too. She is, yes. I'll give you that one too.
She's probably one of the most quick-witted and funny people I know.
So she keeps us hopping.
Yes, she does. I'll bet she does. Well, Tim, thank you so much. Please make plans to go to the Evening with the Arts or at the Oscars this weekend, this Saturday, Park's Edge. It will be a blast.
It will be fun.
Yes.
That's all I can say. It's got a lot of surprises.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll let you get out of here. I know you have some more planning to do.
Yep.
And thank you for my
You're
ornament.
welcome.
This is so great.
I know.
And
she's our winner this year. Look at this.
I love it.
Paparazzi come hunter today.
So cute. Yeah, right. I'm sure. Well, Tim, thank you so much. Have a blast this weekend.
Thank you, Jennifer.
If I don't see you, and raise lots of money for the Markay.
And it's your show that helps us do that. And we appreciate you having us here today.
Oh, well, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Spending your morning with
I'm
us.
glad to come anytime.
All right. Well, we do have a message or two, and then we'll be back with Nolan Collins, and we're going to talk about his singing career, and he may even play us a little song.
I better get his autograph.
That's right. You better. Speaking of. All right. We'll be right back.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegrammnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegrammnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegrammnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegrammnews.com.
Check it out.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
All right, and we are back with Nolan Collins, and welcome to the show. We're super happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. We love when people come in and have fun and perform. And we love that there's so many talented local artists here in our area.
Oh, there is. There's tons of them.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get to singing? And fun fact, your family has the winery down in Gallipolis, so you should go visit that too. While you're here, you got to give them a free plug.
Yeah, Twist of On, Family Vineyard. That's where I got to go after this. This is where
I got to go to work. Huh?
Yeah, I got to pick up pruned grapevines. So that's how I'm spending my afternoon. But
do you sing while you do that?
Sometimes it depends on where I'm at in the day. It depends on how frustrated I'm getting. Usually at the start I might be, but towards the end I'm like, I just want to go home. But
I get it.
I started playing at some time in high school. I don't know, 15 probably. Just my dad used to play when I was younger. My brother played while I was growing up. Peppa used to play. And
did everybody play the guitar and sing, or what all kind of instruments did everybody play?
Everybody my brother played about everything.
Yeah.
Anything. He could pretty much figure it out.
Yeah.
And he could sing pretty much anything. And my dad would just pick guitar and sing a little bit, and Peppa would play banjo and guitar and harmonica, and my mom would always talk about that, and Dad talk about that, And so a lot of Dad's family also played a lot. They're from Kentucky, and all his great uncles and whatnot. His uncles, my great uncles. But like my great uncle Tim, or his uncle Tim, they all played down there, and so
it's in the genes, in the blood, right?
Yeah, somehow, some way, I reckon.
And let's just be honest. Let's talk about it. You have the most fantastic hair.
Thank you.
You and I kind of match.
We do.
So I am guessing that while I say your hair is fantastic, that your mom's not thinking your hair is fantastic? Does Mom get on you about that?
She just asked that I take care of it. And I've continued to do that. I continue to keep it clean.
Yeah, you gotta wash it occasionally.
Oh, now that I'm living on my own, sometimes, I go a little bit less frequent without showers, depending on, the time of year.
Typical dude. No, that's awesome. So you said, kind of family members inspired you to start playing music and things. So who are your inspirations as far as like other artists?
There's a lot. I would say Willie Nelson, Jerry Jeff Walker, Roger Miller, Bob Wills, Woody Guthrie. It's probably a good round. I think that gives a good idea of what really gets me going and gets my wheels turning. What really gets a good kick out of me,
Yeah, for sure. So, what kind of music are you doing? All your original stuff, or are you doing some covers? So, a lot of people, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but you played at Rowdy's at one of our, what was that called? Homegrown Happy Hours. So, if you're thinking Nolan looks familiar or sounds familiar, hosted by Ben Davis Jr., you were able to play one of those shows.
Yes, ma'am. That was a good time.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
always good hanging out with Ben and hanging out at Rowdy's.
Yeah, he's a hoot. Hey, he'll be playing this weekend at 6 Cents Brewing too, by the way, just to let you know, for our anniversary party.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Can't
you
miss
should come.
Ben Davis. I've got gigs this weekend. But I would be there.
You actually played.
Sounds like a good
play
time.
at 6 Cents with him one time?
Yeah.
I thought you did. Yeah. Several years ago.
Yeah. He had me sing a
Back in your younger days.
song with him, and there was a song that I should have known, and I usually do know, but I hadn't listened to it or sang it in forever, so I was like, oh.
So, what's your favorite genre of music to play?
Country.
I figured as much. Kind of get into the country and folksy part of it a little bit. So yeah, I asked you. I don't know if I let you answer the question. Have you been doing your original songs, or are you doing a lot of cover songs, or both?
Well, I'd say both. I'd say I do a lot of originals, but I also do a lot of my buddies' songs, a lot of my friends' songs, because, well, there's a lot of good songwriters around, so it's fun to play their songs, and they're good songs. So, I mean, I just like playing them.
Yeah.
And I play a few, just whatever covers I'm feeling at the moment, So it just depends on the day.
Very cool. And so you said you had some performances coming up. Let's talk about that for a minute. Where can people find you?
Well, next Friday I will be down at Charleston at the Empty Glass with the Raccoon Wranglers, and we're gonna have Dale Blankenship and Nash Hamilton opening up, and that's going to be a mighty fun time. That's going to be a good time. It's going to be a party. And then the next day I'm going to be at the Cabin Fever Fest up in Pomeroy, and that'll be a good time. I'll be at the Court Grill sometime in the afternoon. They said it over there at the radio station. That was how
You're
they
like, I don't know, I
refreshed
just
me.
do what
I
I'm
already
told.
forgot. Yeah. So I'll have to check that the day before like I planned, so...
If we can just get you going in the right direction, we consider that a win, right?
Yeah.
Get him to the right spot.
I'll be there on time.
Yeah, he'll be there on
I'll
time.
be there on time.
So, did you say you have a gig this weekend coming up?
Yes. Saturday I'll be at the Winchester Guitar Bar at the Delta Hotel. I think it's Delta Hotel in Ashland, Kentucky.
Okay. I was like, I don't know where
On
that's
Saturday.
at. Okay.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the big hotel by the bridge. I don't know. I don't remember what hotel it is, but it's
He just
that
goes to
one.
Ashland and drives around till somebody calls him.
Yeah. Somebody waves me down.
Yeah. Hey, you look like
It's over here.
that guy with the hair. Come over here.
It's over. We're over here. Yeah, pretty
Under
much.
the bridge.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how it goes.
That is awesome. So when you're writing songs, like how does it come to you? Because Ben and I have talked a lot about that, and he said like sometimes you just wake up from a dream and something sticks in your mind, or you're driving home from a long day at work and something pops into your head or whatever. And so he has like a whole lot of weird stories about how things have come into his mind. So how about you? How do you come up with your songs, and what's your writing process like?
Just usually just mulling stuff over all day. If I'm by myself, then I'm usually thinking of something. If I'm driving, if I'm working by myself, if I'm just alone, I'm probably thinking about something, writing something. And if I'm with people, then I'm not. But then once something sticks, I'll write it down. But if I am with people and I just see something, or somebody says something or does something, and I just see something that just makes my brain click, and then I'll write it down. I'll be like, I'll just get back to that later. And so, yeah, it's just mostly just whatever I'm getting into, whatever, is going on around me.
Sure.
Whatever's happening, that's all there is to talk about. That's all I got to talk about is what's going on around me, so.
Yeah. And how have you changed because you started singing at a pretty young age. So how have things kind of progressed from there? How have you changed with your singing and songwriting and all that?
I'd say definitely matured, just figured out how to just be myself and do whatever is the most comfortable and feels most like, me, which is just doing whatever I want, whatever just kind of makes me laugh is really whatever I'm doing.
That's good. You got to have fun with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
the main point.
I think a lot of, when you said when you're by yourself, you're always thinking, and that is so true. And we talked about this one time here on the show, and it is a proven fact that creativity comes from boredom. And it sounds really stupid, but if your mind has time to chill out and relax, and you're not being engaged by people and a whole bunch of stuff, then your mind can be creative.
So I'm not lazy.
Agreed.
Boom.
No, and it's true. And I say this, like, literally my most creative moments that I can remember are mowing grass. Because
Mowing grass is solid time to.
You're mowing grass, right? Like you're not thinking, you're just mowing, and your mind is like, okay, wow, I have time.
And you're always mowing grass on a nice day.
Right.
Perfect.
So it's inspirational.
For sure. I agree.
So yeah, I mean, I've come up with all kind of great ideas mowing grass, and people laugh at me about it. I'm like, that's my time. That's my time to think.
Sounds right to me. I mean, that checks out to me.
I'm glad you.
It's the best.
See, he smells what I'm cooking.
I smell what you're cooking.
Yeah.
Stirring in the pot.
Heck yeah, that's right. There you go. So, do you have any social media presence? Like, how can people follow Nolan Collins?
You can follow me on Instagram at Nolan Ellis Collins. And then on Facebook, I'm just on there at Nolan Collins. And on YouTube, I'm on Nolan Collins. And that's about all I got going on right now.
Okay. Or you can find him down at the winery picking vines and cleaning them and stuff. Tell everybody a little bit about the winery while you're here, because I think it's really, really cool. I have not been there personally yet. I got to meet your parents at an event where we were serving beer and they were serving wine down at Rio, and they're fantastic people. We had so much fun with them, my husband and I, and so they were telling us about the winery, but I haven't been there yet. So tell everybody a little bit about it, because I've heard it's absolutely fun and absolutely gorgeous down there.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
You're like, yeah, whatever. I just have to work here.
Yeah, it's just my grandparents, property they had since I was young. Whenever I was born, at some point they moved over here. They're like, grandchildren over here, we might as well, come hang out with them a little bit. So they've had that for as long as I've been around. And then at some point, he planted some grapevines and they started selling grapes. And then they're like, we could probably
let's make some booze out of it.
Something out of it. Yeah,
something fun out of it.
I believe Mom said that. I believe Mom said you guys should start making wine.
I know I loved your mom for a reason.
But they listened to her, and so they really enjoyed it. And they started doing that from there, and now Dad's got me over there working during the week through the day, doing
You're like, great.
Picking up all the heavy stuff you don't want to pick up, packing the tanks around to wash them and packing the wine boxes around, filling stuff up. Hey. But he lets me mow. So.
And you can be creative while you're mowing.
Exactly.
See?
So I'm counting the days down.
I'll bet you wrote a song while you were mowing before.
I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have.
Telling you, it's a thing. And where is the winery located? Tell everybody where they can find it.
It's in Patriot, Ohio.
So if you leave from Jackson, how do you get there?
Let's see. How would I get there?
In a car.
Well, yes.
I crack myself up. So you go down 35?
Yeah, you could. You could go to 35 towards Gallipolis, and then I don't know what is the best way to get there from here. This is a question for my grandfather. This is anytime anybody asks about directions, it's always directed to him. I'm going to say 35, Route 7, 218, Little Bullskin.
Okay.
And
what's
then you'll
the address?
see it.
Do you know that?
I do not know that.
What is the place called?
Been going out there since I'm a child. I don't know what the address is.
You just know how to get there. You don't know how to tell people to get there.
Complete
no, what's the winery
muscle
called
memory.
if people want to look it up?
Twisted Vine Family Vineyard.
Yes, Twisted Vine. You can remember that. Wine, vine. It rhymes.
It does. Boom.
I
Look
should
at that.
write songs for you.
You could.
Could.
Send one my way sometime.
Oh, next time I mow grass, I'll write you a song.
Do it. I'll be waiting.
Very good. All right. Well, speaking of songs, you brought your guitar. What are you going to sing for us today?
That's a good question. I'll do this song called My Name's Cole.
Is that C-O-L-E or C-O-A-L?
C-O-A-L.
Oh,
Everyone has sung about the coal miner's pain. Well, what about when they strip me away from the place I've called home for so many years? Just burn me up before I'm crystal clear. And my name's Cole, and I reckon I'm the black gold, just a breaking the backs. Go and dig me out of a hole. Well, well, what does a man gain when he sells his soul? Few extra dollars in an empty hole. Ha ha. I reckon they've grown quite fond of me, 'cause I keep the lights on, I bring them heat. Well, well, I don't think they can make it without me and my friends. Oh, the death of us gonna be death of them. Ah, well, my name's Cole, and I reckon I'm the black gold, just a breaking the backs. Go and dig me out of a hole. Well, well, what does a man gain when he sells his soul? Few extra dollars in an empty hole. Well, you ain't no friend of coal.
Woohoo! And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you.
Where in the world did that one come from?
I was riding around listening to Billy Joe Schaefer, and he has a song that says, I'm just an old chunk of coal. I'm going to be a diamond someday. And I was like, well, what if, he was actually,
If he was coal?
Yeah, if he wasn't just,
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know where the words are. I don't know what the words I'm looking for, but they're not coming to me right now. It's still early in the morning. I haven't had my coffee. I haven't had eggs, but,
That's a fun one.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Nolan Collins, we appreciate you so much for
Thank you
stopping
for having
by.
me.
Would you come back and see us sometime?
I'll have you, or I'll come down anytime you'll have me.
Really? Good
Yeah.
deal. We love that. And we'll
appreciate you.
We'll have you pick your guitar a couple times. How's that?
That works for me. You just give me a holler.
I'll let you know when I write you that song too.
Have me down whenever you do.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, Nolan Collins, follow him on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Really, obviously talented dude and a lot of fun to hang out with. So thank you.
Thank you. It's a pretty cool place to hang out. You're pretty fun to hang out with, too.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Would you tell some other people about that?
I will. I'll make sure to. I'll let them all know.
All right. Well, Pete Wilson just walked in. We are going to do some news. And so we have another commercial break. And we'll let Nolan get out of here. And we'll bring Pete over right after this.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
This is your 3-day Pure Rock weather forecast brought to you by Total Media. Starting off on Thursday with a 40% chance of precipitation with highs around 52 and lows around 32. Moving into your Friday with mostly sunny skies with highs around 54 and lows around 42. Finishing up on your Saturday with a 10% chance of a wintry mix, highs around 43 and lows around 22.
Markay, and we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson, who is going to now sing Oklahoma.
Okay, now after Nolan Collins, I'm not going to step into that.
Not going to do it, okay. I don't blame you.
I bet you he could sing Oklahoma.
I'll bet he could.
I bet he could sing a lot of things.
I bet he could.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. Where the corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it's going clear up to the sky. I'm not going to sing the next bar.
Okay.
Okay, in case you want to know, I was in Oklahoma in 1973, but I did not have a singing part. Can you guess why?
I thought it was fantastic, Pete.
That's not the Star Spangled Banner is harder, but everything is okay.
Thank you for that.
I don't know why
fun.
I did that. I was just under the influence of 3 cups of coffee.
There you go. Well, if it's a Pete Wilson coffee, that's why you did that.
Yeah, okay.
3 cups of Pete Wilson coffee will kill an elephant.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, turning seriously here.
Yes, let's get to some news.
The Vinton County Local Board of Education had a meeting last night, special session, and they did one very important thing. They extended a new 5-year contract to one of the district's most important administrators, and that would be Erica Zinn. Everybody in Vinton County, there is Erica smiling. I think this picture was taken last night. A 5-year contract, that is as much as a boost in confidence as you can get from a school board.
I would think so, yes.
A 5-year contract. And Erica, of course, is so well known in Vinton County. Her family is too. Much respected, much accomplished. She is a graduate of Vinton County High School in the early 90s, went on to Shawnee State University, where you remember we talked about it last year. Her team won a national championship when she was in college. And
yes.
Last year, she was inducted into the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame, which is as good as it gets.
Yep.
And she is pretty daggone good fiscal officer. Mm-hmm. She was with the state auditor's office for a number of years. In 2007, she went on to the Vinton County Schools, and she has been there ever since. And they want to keep her longer.
Don't say as I blame them.
So 5-year contract to Erica Zinn. That is hot off the griddle from last night. We thank Red Thompson Jr. for covering that and getting us a story out as quickly as we did. Of course, it will be in Saturday's print edition of the Telegram. Okay, we want to cut back to a story that we published last Saturday that we haven't been able to talk about on TV yet, but it's a pretty big business development in Wellston. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a little kind of like convenience store place almost when you hit 349, the Lake Alma Road there on 93.
Yes.
It was called for years and years Lackey's PDQ. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we have a change now. Cut to the other Lackey's PDQ pictures. We'll go back to that one. Okay. There is a reason we're showing that field there, but we're going to get first things first.
Okay.
That is the big drive-through at Lackey's PDQ. It is the big story there is, they've done some renovation work, but the big story is a change in ownership and a rebranding. The BCR Holding Company, which is a local company out of Wellston, has bought Lackey's PDQ, which is a family-owned business from the Lackeys, just very recently. Will become, and it actually is officially, Wellston PDQ now.
Okay.
But this is the front of now what is Wellston's PDQ, a very well-known business. It's got that big drive-through. A very familiar face in retail store management is going to run the show there, Tom Long.
Okay.
Tom, of course, there he is. And he is showing you that they now have bread and milk there.
Hey, nice.
I think that is a new addition. You talk about a basic convenience store item, bread and milk. Tom is there. Tom, of course, has a long history in retail management business. He has managed convenience stores, most recently the filling station for many years in Jackson, and he is delighted to be working for the local ownership over at Wellston. Now, a little bit different, but obviously he has a lot of experience in this type of business. And Lackey's PDQ was owned for 30 years by the Lackey family. I want to give them credit. Beverly Lackey, Scott Lackey, and Jim Lackey were the owners there, and I'm sure when they decided it was time to sell, they wanted it to stay in local hands. It will be open Sunday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It is located at 650 North Pennsylvania Avenue. I know people don't exactly know where our addresses are unless they're familiar with the street, but that is on 93, also Pennsylvania Avenue, just before you make the turn onto the Lake Alma Road if you're heading north.
That's right.
On the right side.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember, this is a companion story that is just as big as the one I just told you about. Do you remember Mike's Dairy Freeze?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, it was on the next lot. You can throw that picture back up now, Jimmy. Yeah, the empty lot. That's where Mike's Dairy Freeze was, okay?
Yes.
And that was a long-standing business, too. Right there on the corner when you're turning there towards Lake Alma, they call it the Lake Road.
Yep.
Okay, that land, after the demolition was done through the land bank, by the way, that was just a couple months ago. That is an empty lot, and BCR Holding Company has purchased it, and they are going to build a new store there. How about that? I don't know exactly when the timetable is for construction, but I don't think they're gonna wait a long time to get going on that.
So, to expand that store, or
it is a different store. I'm not sure how they're going to align the product and the inventory and like that, but it's going to be different. They're going to sell, I think, mainly different things. They are playing around with names, but they're thinking the Lake Road Country Store or the Lake Country Store because, you know, that road is so known.
Makes sense.
As the Lake Road. That is not set in stone, but that's what they were talking about, and that was in a story that we published in last Saturday's paper, and it's online as well. But they are talking about having a store that would have some outdoor things there, like gasoline, hunting, and fishing gear, convenience food, and much more.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's kind of on the road to Lake Alma. Of course, Lake Rupert, not too far up the road either.
Sure.
But that's what they're thinking about, kind of like an outdoorsy type store with some convenience store items. I'm sure that they'll be thinking hard about what to stock in there.
Yeah.
But that is coming.
Cool.
Like we say, when we find out about
Love
the
local
construction
businesses.
schedule and like that, when we did the story announcing the business change, and they did do a lot of renovation work there, you know, kind of fixing the store up a little bit, modernizing it. They announced that they were going to do this. A lot of details yet to come, but we can say that much. All right, the other day, we want to kind of follow up on, I guess, a brief scare that people heard about over at Westview Elementary School.
Yes.
Okay, this was on Tuesday afternoon, and you know, in case people, you know,
Wild.
in case people heard some alarming things early and wondered what was going on. Sure. You know, anytime you hear about schools and you hear about gunfire, I mean, you think the very worst.
Yes.
Well, what happened was Jackson County Sheriff Ted Frazier group, the sheriff's office, was conducting a training session on property nearby Westview Elementary School. It was actually, according to Sheriff Frazier, about a mile away. But recess was going on at Westview Elementary then, and the kids and the staff heard gunfire.
Who would think from a mile away that you would, you know who knows how sound travels,
I don't know
but
whether it was a timing thing. I don't know whether it was the weather, the wind, or whatever.
Wild.
But, you know, when the kids particularly heard it, they became scared and alarmed.
Sure,
So, you know, a Westview principal and the rest of the staff, Westview principal Karen Oxmine and the rest of the staff jumped in, found out what was going on, assured the kids that everything was there, and they kind of likened it to the kids. They trying to explain it as, you know, well, the sheriff's office and the law enforcement people are doing a fire drill, a safety drill of their own.
They're doing their own drill.
Right, and there's no danger at all. I mean, the gunfire was really far off as far as, you know, shells landing
Just
and
didn't
things
sound
like that.
like it.
Right. And so obviously when you have that situation, you need to explain it. And so we did follow up. Jeremiah Shaver, who's always on some of the breaking stuff real quick for us, got on that story. We got something online. We'll have a follow-up story in our Saturday edition as well. But Karen Oxenbein did a what they call a robocall, and it was limited. It was just to the parents, I think, parents and support people and guardians of Westview Elementary students. Okay. But other people may have heard about it as well. Oh, gunfire at Westview. So
I know. I can only imagine.
We wanted to, you know, get the news out exactly what happened and what didn't happen.
It's scary.
Absolutely. All right. Well, at last Monday night's Jackson City Council meeting, this actually didn't come up on their own. The service director and the police chief didn't bring it up, but there was a question from one of the councilmen. They wanted to know how the flashing light was doing on the corner of Main and Columbia Streets.
Okay.
Well, here's what I will tell you. Both Service Director David Swackhammer and Police Chief Brett Hinch said, thumbs up. It's going really good. They said there's not been, they've not had any complaints. There's not been any crashes.
I have a complaint.
Okay. All right. Are you listening, Dave and Brett? Go ahead.
Jennifer had to go to the post office yesterday to buy a stamp. Try crossing the street from the post office over to the other side of the street when there's no stopping.
Oh, okay.
I swear, there was probably 30 cars that went through there before I finally got to cross the street.
A lot of traffic then, huh?
Oh my gosh. I'm not complaining. I'm making a joke. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it was just like car after car after. I'm like, how am I ever going to get across this street?
Right. Well, yeah. I never thought about the pedestrian angle there, because
I hadn't either until I had to do it.
On Main Street, the traffic, obviously, you would hope it's slowing down when they see the flashing yellow. Because when you see a yellow, you're normally thinking, if you don't know anything, it's about ready to turn red.
It's about to turn red,
So
yeah.
you would almost slow down for that.
Yeah.
But on the other side, the flashing red. But anyway, they think that most motors are picking up on
Yeah,
it. Either
no,
they
I
already
think
knew,
it's a good
or
thing.
or they're understanding. We've tried to do a lot of education here through Total Media as
Yes.
well. But once again, that traffic light is at the corner of East Main Street and Columbia. It is a test case, but based on the reviews that the hierarchy was giving on that, law enforcement and city administration, you can maybe expect 2 more intersections that they thought would fall right into this same traffic pattern will be executed at some point. They didn't say when they were going to do it, but
Okay.
I'm guessing that they will follow up. The next would probably be Main and Church, which is a block away from Main and Columbia,
Okay.
where the old Call Auto was, and West
Yep.
Banco and Spot on Main, that corner. And then the other one would be Main and Portsmouth, which is, I believe there's 6 Cents and Sport About and the old health department there,
Yep.
and Parker's Place. So I think they will be doing them one at a time and see how they work. But they thought that the Columbia Main was the one to try first.
Okay.
Because so many people have complained about the wait on Columbia Street.
It is. It's for sure. It's a pain in the butt.
All right, a couple other things that we want to tell you about real quick. Tonight's Finance Committee meeting that they were going to have in Wellston to discuss the police dispatching issue, or at least aspects of the police dispatching issue. They had to postpone that meeting due to a death in the family of one of the members of that committee. They have rescheduled that for Wednesday, March the 5th.
Okay.
All right, Daddy-Daughter Dance was very popular last weekend.
That
Sold
is
out
so good.
3 sessions. And there is Jackson High School teacher and basketball coach Max Morrow with his daughter Blakely.
Yep.
I know he took her last year. He took her again this year. And this picture shows some of the wonderful decorations they had. But it was a huge, a huge success. First of all, for the participants. Talk about scrapbook moments, or I guess maybe people don't do scrapbooks anymore, but you know what I mean, digital scrapbooks.
Of course.
Pictures and memories and like that. And then, of course, a big fundraiser for the Jackson Area Family Activity Center as well.
Yes.
Because, they took proceeds in, they got a lot of donations, they had a lot of volunteers help, and that maximized their profit. Okay, we want to, real quickly, we want to tell you, you're running out of time if you want to make a nomination for the Jackson City Schools Hall of Honor. That is an annual thing where the school district, with participation from the public and a couple committees get involved, and finally the school board makes final approval. But up to 3 people can, be inducted into the Hall of Fame, living or dead. It can be a posthumous award, but it's people who have made a big impact on the school district and or the community. Through their work, through their service, through their giving, through their accomplishments. But if you want to do that, the deadline to submit a nomination from the public is Monday, March the 3rd. That is next Monday. They say that nominees should be those who have contributed to the Jackson City Schools through service or other means, and those who have brought honor to the schools through their achievements. So that's pretty broad. You should send or call in your nomination if you want more information, but you should send your information by mail to Hall of Honor, 450 Vaughn Street, Jackson, Ohio, 45640. You can also call 286-6442. That is the superintendent's office up there, and they can direct you if you have any questions. This is very important. If you have somebody deserving, at least put their name in. All right, I believe that is it. I know Tim Jackson covered covered everything about the Markay event coming up the evening at the Oscars on Saturday. That should be a big gala event, fun and fundraising both.
Absolutely.
However, he's one up on me. I don't even own a bow tie.
Same.
Okay. All right. I can't believe Tim is president of the Shack Board. He does a lot of other good things, too. He's a busy boy.
Yes, he is.
All right.
That's for sure. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in today. We appreciate you, and we will see you right back here tomorrow. So have a great day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.